Yeah.
Did you find that early on the contributors who were coming to Cassandra were driving the adoption at their companies, or did that require some amount of marketing or selling on your behalf to actually get people to take a bet on a new database? I imagine that even if companies are struggling with a particular problem that like your database solves, you have this question of like, okay, well, who else is using it? Can we really trust this open source database that we don't know a whole lot about? How did you build that early momentum, with corporate users?
Yeah, there's a couple of things there. First is the early adopters, are they able to first talk about it? And that actually fueled a lot of the initial growth for Cassandra because of the classic FOMO, the fear of missing out. This was like 2011, 2012, that there was a lot of choices out there. There was a lot of NoSQL databases. And in like the Cassandra adjacencies, there was Voldemort, there was React, there's Tokyo Cabinet. There's a lot of there are a lot of choices in there that you could make. And you're right, like, am I going to make the wrong choice? But when you see the ones emerge, it's the oh, look, Netflix is talking about using Cassandra all the time. So the fear of missing out is like, I want to do that. But to your point about marketing, yeah. And I was working at DataStax doing consultant. I was a consultant working on Cassandra implementations. That's all I did. And my boss, Billy, who was our CEO at DataStax, he's like, I think that we need to put a different kind of energy out there, and I want you to lead this effort. And that was when I created an evangelist team for Cassandra, and that was it. And we had a lot of fun, and it was just going out and doing meetups, doing conferences and talking about it and helping people understand it. And evangelism eventually now is what we call developer advocates, but that was his thing. And so DataStax put money towards that function for good reason, right? But I think that we saw the most growth there because we funded the Cassandra Summit and stuff like that.
What's funny is, Patrick, is, that fear of missing out, another point to Avi's, question there is a lot of times that fear of missing out makes people adopt it when they really shouldn't for certain use cases that you're like, why are you using this product for this? Like, what the heck are you doing? I'm sure, especially as a consultant, you might have gotten dropped into a few of those places where you're like, never would have thought anybody would have done this with that.
Yeah. Well, and that was what was really cool about just taking a turn at open source is you don't have to do the marketing slide. Like, this will solve all your wildest dreams, and use this, and all your problems will go away. Some of my most popular talks that I would do were the ones where don't do this, like what not to do, and 5 ways you'll fail. It was like, these are like a little negative, a little down, but man, they were always packed because people wanted to hear the reality. Like, if you're running Hadoop, don't think that you're going to use Cassandra because they're different, or, it's like that kind of stuff. And I think there was an appreciation that, thanks for the real talk, because there were people trying and they were failing. So, I feel like that was really important. That's where truthiness in an open source project is really helpful.
Yeah, Matt does a talk on destroying open source communities that is very good, and I think that it's a great theme for talks. Just how to do the negative thing. Yeah, Matt's got the hat